Hi all, Road Ravens 1 here. How you doing? It's been a hot day, and hot days means the RV gets hot also. We run off of solar. Our solar does not operate the air conditioning, so we use fans to keep it cool. To help keep the heat out of our RV, we don't cook in the RV. We come outside and utilize a gas grill similar to this one. The one like this one my father gave me. Thanks, Dad. And we've been going through these little 1-pound tanks. Now we can buy more of them. Just go down to the local Walmart and pick them up for $6.50. But I got another idea. Let's go ahead and buy an $8 adapter, utilize our own propane tanks, and fill these tanks up ourselves. How do we do it? Watch and learn. Now the first thing, these adapters come in as different styles. They come with a collar on the outside of it, and they can screw onto the threads on the outside of the propane tank. They also come with the threaded male adapter that can go on the inside of the threads of the propane tank. So either one will work. This particular unit will work better for older tanks. The new modern tanks have the threads on the outside. Both tanks can fill these small little tanks. Depends on the adapter. You can get one like this, where it has the male threads, or a female coupler that will go on the outside of your tank. What you do first is go ahead and put it on. Of course, the tank is turned off. I like to make it a little bit tighter. Not really, you don't really need to get it super tight. I just like it snug. And then you take this end and screw it into the adapter. Again, the tank is turned off. Get it tight enough, so I'm going to tighten it up a little bit more. There we go. Now we take this tank and flip it upside down and rest it on top of this little collar. I got to move the camera so you can see what I'm doing. And then you go ahead and turn it on. Just a quarter turn, not very much. What you'll hear is a hiss that's filling from this tank into this tank. Don't worry about overfilling it because you won't be able to. How long should you fill this tank? Well, I'm going to set the timer for 5 minutes. And then come back and I'll show you how to disconnect it. It's been about 5 minutes now, and what we do to disconnect it is that we turn off the propane. Then we unscrew the tank. There's going to be a little bit of a hiss, but don't panic, it's not a big deal. And yes, you can feel there is a difference in weight between the empty and the full. Now I'm going to be doing the same thing to this one, and I got a couple more left to do. Starting these tanks can be a little bit tricky, but you want to start them by hand and gently do it. You don't want to cross thread the unit. Turn it on. About a quarter of a turn, and you can hear a little hiss coming from this tank into this tank. There's no gases expelling between the adapter and the tanks. It's just filling this little tank up. Again, I'm going to put the timer on for 5 minutes and fill it up. The reason why I do the 5-minute thing is because I want to make sure that this tank and this tank are equalized in pressure. Every time you fill up one of these tanks, it decreases the pressure in the larger tank. Eventually, when this tank gets lower and lower on propane, the amount that these smaller tanks fill will decrease. Doesn't mean that the tank's bad, just means that you're running out of propane. Okay, now we're going to turn it off again. Make sure it's off good. Unscrew it. A little bit of propane escaping, normal, not a bad thing. And let's fill up this one. When you filled up these tanks, make sure this is clean. You don't want any type of dirt to be inside this tank, because if it gets inside this tank, it gets in and fouls up your little buddy, your gas grill, and other things, whatever you're using this tank for. So make sure that this is nice and clean on the threads, as well as inside the little housing here. Again, 5 minutes. Just give me peace of mind knowing that all the tanks were filled up to the maximum capacity with the large tank. Now, let's go ahead and turn it off. And undo it. Well, there you go. I saved myself probably $15 just doing that, and a lot of heat in the RV. Cooking outside is always a good thing, especially in hot weather. I hope you learned something. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and for more videos. I put them out every once in a while. Anything that I find interesting, I hope you do too. Thank you for watching.